Good morning, Chastity Snowden here with the FLA movement and wanting to come to you live with my walk and talk. And today I want to talk to you about Graze Foods. So growing up, I was always a grazer, And I find that most children are grazers. And if you've been at home for the last few months, like everybody else, you might have found that you're a grazer too. The problem is that grazed foods these days are typically not very healthy, meaning the foods you can quickly add, you can quickly grab in your house aren't things that are very nutrient dense. They typically don't have a lot of fiber, and they don't have any mechanism that says stop. So in other words, chips, cookies, candy, anything like that. There's nothing in those foods that says, I think you're full, you need to stop. You mentally have to tell yourself, I probably don't need to eat another cookie. I probably should stop. There's nothing in there, which is usually fiber and nutrients, that says you're full, because it's just empty calories. Not that these foods are bad. It's just not necessarily something that grazing on is very productive, or it doesn't really align with any health goals. So if you have kids or you are at home yourself, create graze foods. So in other words, if you don't count macros and don't count calories and don't care, or if you're doing this for your children, have a shelf in your cabinet and a shelf in your refrigerator that are determined as graze foods. Any time of day, anytime you're hungry, anytime you want to eat something, you can grab these things. The other things in the cabinet are off limits unless it's like a meal or you ask permission if you're a child. So for instance, for kids, you can create a muffin pan, or even for yourself, create a muffin pan, and in each little slot put some kind of fruit or vegetable, or measure out the dips that you're going to use. And that way, any time of day, you're like, ooh, I'm hungry. Go grab a bite of that. And it doesn't matter. If you are an adult or even a teenager, I have a few teenagers I work with. If you are a teenager, create some kind of graze food where you've already logged it for the day. So basically by the end of the day, you need to make sure that you finish all of that graze food, but otherwise you can grab it as you go. This has been really helpful for those people that have gone from they work in an office to they're working at home, and at any point in time when they get up to go to the bathroom, they can walk through their kitchen and grab something. Well, the quick grab things are chips or cookies or, fruit snacks or things like that. So if that's the case, here's the thing. We were made to graze. There's nothing wrong with grazing. Children weren't born grazing on foods, and that's quote unquote bad for them. We taught them that they were supposed to eat 3 meals a day. And then we came up with this idea that you're supposed to eat 3 meals and 3 snacks because of your metabolism and blah, blah, blah. All that stuff is the rules we created. We used to eat when we were hungry. But the problem is there's food everywhere all the time. And the foods that we go after aren't really foods that tell us to stop eating. So now we have to have rules and bumpers to make us stop eating. So to go back to the way that we used to be, put bumpers on grazing. And it's really great for kids because then they don't have to ask mom and dad over and over again. If you're at home with them and you're teaching them for school and they have a break and you're working from home, they don't have to say, hey mom, hey dad, can I have a snack? The snacks are already available. They know any point in time they can go grab all the fruit or all the vegetables, or let's say there's beef jerky or, different things you can put on graze food cabinet shelves or on the shelf in the refrigerator. Give them all kinds of different dips. So they have like hummus, chocolate hummus, spinach and artichoke dip, cashew dip, things that they're not used to. And it might make them try something new, because those are the foods that they don't have to ask you if they can eat. And they might realize they like different foods, and you might do the same. So all that to say, create graze foods. Grazing is not a problem. When you put bumpers on it, and you know exactly what you're gonna eat. And to go one step further, if you are going to work and you're about to, if you've trained yourself to graze while you've been home and now you're going to work and you wanna make sure that you keep your numbers within your calories or your macros, I do the same thing with people that go to work. Log all of your food from the morning until the evening or whenever you're gonna leave work. I have some people that do shift work, so, and you may just leave your dinner out. Put all of that in a cooler the night before. When you go to work, now all you have to do is focusing on finishing what's in the cooler. So it doesn't really matter if it's, you know, ooh, I had to eat this for breakfast, this for snack, this for lunch. You don't have to think about it. Take all the foods you're gonna eat from the time you leave your house to the time you get back for dinner, put it in the cooler, and just when you're hungry, graze out of that cooler. All of it is already in MyFitnessPal. You don't have to worry about it. And to make life easier, if you want to create something every single week, on Monday, have the exact same food in your cooler as Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then put all of that food, if you're using MyFitnessPal, in the breakfast column and just copy it over. So that way you don't have to log all of that food every day, and you know exactly what you have remaining for dinner every single day before you even leave work. Okay, these are just some tips and tricks for Graze Foods, ways to get more nutrients in your body, ways to just cultivate what we're already trained to do when we're born. Graze, eat when we're hungry. The problem is, like I said, most of us don't know when we're hungry anymore, or we're stressed and we think we're always hungry. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day. If you need anything, if you want to learn the foundations in nutrition instead of just tips and tricks so that you can build on top of that and just have consistency over time and change your life, reach out and I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Hopefully tomorrow.